Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Therese and you are watching Church of Wisdom aka T.O.W, and this is our episode 2. We're here with a guest. Hello. Say hi guys to our guest. Hello. Please introduce yourself.
That is so high.
Yes.
So cool.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tracy Sibiya. I am a counselor, an entrepreneur. Yeah.
A mother.
Oh, a
My
mother,
bestie.
a wife, a bestie,
Yeah.
this, a
A
that,
sister.
a that, a that, a that.
So, welcome
Thank
to
you.
my second episode.
Yay, you're done, by the way. I'm so proud of you. You're doing this.
Are you guys seeing the bully movie?
I love the madness. The madness is great.
So I thought that it would be great if my darling pineapple joined me for episode 2 because y'all, this episode is deep. And I thought I couldn't handle all the pressure by myself. So I had to call my knight in shining Amma. I swear she's my knight in shining Amma.
You
You come and save me. But you are good though. So guys, let me tell you guys how I met this lovely babe. This darling. So how did we meet again? Our kids go to the same school. We were living in the same estate when I moved here. And then I was like, this girl is trying too much. And I remember I used to pray and be like, God, if this person steals my baby.
I still can't believe it. Like when you told me the story, when you thought that I was going to steal your son,
I swear, I used to
wild.
pray. I was just like, God, I come against any spirit of confusion trying to steal my child.
I'm telling you, God was laughing at you.
Swear.
God was like,
It was just sitting there like, oh, child.
madness.
And then afterwards, we moved from where we used to stay. And then one day, I saw her posting something about mental health. And I was like,
Actually,
hi. I was like, actually, oh, we do this. We like the same things. Then I asked her, do you want to start a podcast? And then now here we are.
Yeah.
1 year.
It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a
more
year.
than a year. Because we met before the wedding.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the ceremony. It's been more than a year and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Almost.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
It has.
It's been a minute.
It's been a second actually. A year and a half is not that long compared to most relationships. Well, it's long for us, right?
It's long. So that's how I know her. And now we started a podcast together.
Yeah.
We've just been doing the most. She's been
go watch that podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
like we're the podcast. That is what it's called. Check for us on YouTube.
Anyway, guys, so today we're going to be talking about what I'm talking about today, girl. I forgot the title.
You never gave me a title. I don't know. I'm just here to talk. Okay?
Here it is, guys. Today we're going to be talking about.
I'm just here to talk.
Fantasizing versus visualizing in your business, because y'all know that this little series is for entrepreneurs and anyone who is choosing the entrepreneurial journey and they just need that extra support and like just to see that someone else is struggling like them, but they're also pushing. I'm here for you guys, yo. Fellow entrepreneurs, we're here.
We are.
We're here, and of course, we talk about entrepreneurship and mental health. And today, we're going to talk about fantasizing versus visualizing, which I think there's a very thin line between the two.
True, and I love the topic, by the way. You know, when you told me about it, you never really gave me a set topic. And I love it. I love it. Fantasizing versus visualizing. Me trying to say it. It's dribbling me. George is running away. I'm telling you, English ninja. Yeah, no.
So yeah, what is fantasizing though?
Well, for me, if I were to give a definition, it is dreamland. Unreal.
Being the Lulu.
Yes, being the Lulu. That is your Lulu. That is definitely what fantasizing would be.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
versus now reality, you know,
Mhm.
where it's present day, it's now, it's real, it's tangible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fantasizing is being the Lulu, building castles in the air in your mind, and then visualizing is where you are putting everything on paper and you're going goal by goal by goal, and you're achieving everything one by one by one, and there's a direction. Despite the hurdles, you're still going in a certain direction. Yeah. I don't think I ever thought of that when I started my business. You know, it was when I was sitting down and doing, like, sitting down and doing my research and thinking, like, what am I going to talk about next? I stumbled upon a video talking about daydreaming. And I didn't realize how much daydreaming I do.
Sorry, guys, I need coffee.
Yes. I didn't realize how much daydreaming and fantasizing I've been doing in my business. And I think that was one of the main keys why it was so easy for me to drop the ball the moment it got too hot.
Yeah.
Because I'd sit there and visualize and everything. But then in between the visualizing, I would somehow go the other way and start fantasizing. And wow, when it hit me, I was like, wow, I didn't realize this is a thing. It's a thing. And we see that in social media a lot.
Yeah.
We see people um making entrepreneurship look so glamorous, look so like it's simple, it's straight to the point. The moment you start, you're making the bag. So how do you think that social media plays a role in making, or rather aiding, the whole fantasizing part of entrepreneurship?
I think social media plays a huge role when it comes to, you know, having people being dulu in terms of just how much it takes, how much hard work it takes to get it right. Because
actually,
yeah, because you know what, at the end of the day, social media, especially influences. No, and the thing is that it's so sad that that term has become so negative. Right. The term influencer has become so negative because there are positive influences out there. And being an influencer is not a bad thing. It's just that how people are portraying themselves and how this delusional world that they're creating is not really sustainable, nor is it also like a reality. And it unfortunately makes a whole lot of people think that things are supposed to be easier than they actually are meant to be.
True.
So running a business doesn't mean that, you know, you're going to get it right the first time.
True.
Sure, there are those people who get it right, you know, who hit the big bucks and everything works out for them first try. But with a business, being an entrepreneur, you need to build, and that takes constant work. That takes consistency, hard work, you putting in the time, you giving off of yourself. You know, I think most people just don't realize what goes into running a business and making it work and actually also being successful. And those people who are successful, people who are at the top, paid very, very hard for that spot.
And you know, we don't talk about how when you're starting out at first, you could be doing your business alone for a minute.
Yeah.
Like we've been doing our businesses alone
Hey,
for a while.
girl, you become so many. You literally wear so many hats. I mean, like we were saying the other day, like you sound engineer, videographer, content creator. Here you are, strategist. Here you are, wardrobe, editor, makeup artist, editor. Hey, director.
You're doing all those things, and you're just one person.
Yes.
And they don't. You don't hear that. Like when I started, nobody said that when they started out they were doing everything by themselves. They always said, I have this person, I have that person, I have this person, I have that person. And I'm like, guys, where did you get those people? They're not even easy to find.
And everything is money.
And everything is now money because since everything is now social media based and everything is now very like online based, people are getting paid. Like you have to pay good money to have someone who's going to edit your videos for you. Even standing behind the camera, there's just one person nowadays who stands behind the camera. Then there's a sound engineer. There's a there's a lighting. What?
And when when you're starting off on your own, there's nobody standing behind
There's
that
no one
camera.
standing behind the
You are
camera.
literally running from this point
To
to
that
that point,
point,
from this
press
point to
play.
that. You know, it's crazy. It goes on. I think also it's sad how we do not talk about the negatives of being an entrepreneur. Like it takes a lot to be one, especially a startup. When you're starting up, it's the most horrible thing. Most entrepreneurs are broke. A lot of entrepreneurs are broke. Even the ones on social media that are showing the high life, they're broke. Not everyone is literally making the bag like they like to
And
show.
before they get and something that I wish we could also talk about, right, is whether you should have you should be working while you're running a business, or you should not be working while you're running a business. But that's a topic for another day. But we talked about the negative sides of fantasizing, but what through social media, right? But what about the positive sides? Now, the visualizing aspect of how social media can really help you visualize yourself and challenge yourself to be on a different level, to sort of have a mentor through someone who does show the real side of entrepreneurship and is really honest about what the journey really entails.
See, I love that. I love people who actually show what the journey entails. For me, okay, I'll speak on my personally. I have people that I'm aiming to mimic. Not mimic in terms of their content or just the way that, or their businesses or anything like that, but in terms of their consistency and how they run their businesses. I really admire them as entrepreneurs, and I really admire them as business people. I admire how they think. I admire how they do their things. You know, how they reason, and it's because of they show the process, right?
Yeah.
And those people, for me, it's like, okay, cool, that's the goal.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm able to identify that, then work backwards and see, okay, where did they start? What was their growth trajectory, and how can I then mimic that in order within my business and within that'll suit my, you know,
Yeah.
my frame of reference. So I think fantasizing, sorry, visualizing is very important. Like that's where it plays a part, because you visualize the ending and you see it through these people that act as your mentors, even though probably you've never even met some of them. But you can use people you've never met as mentors.
Yes, you
know?
can.
So you can visualize the
Personally, I
ending.
do.
I've got two. Like I can, off the top of my head, I know I've got two that I really, really like admire, because they are doing such great work.
Who are they? Share with our audience so they can go and talk about.
No.
You can't.
No.
Okay, continue.
Because you know why? There's controversy surrounding them, and it's so sad because it's.
Oh.
It's a long
Oh
story.
no, I'm curious. You tell me.
It's a long story, but yes, I admire the type of people that they are. But also, I can share people that I think are really good at content creation and at showing realization, like the reality of running a business. And the other one is the reality of life. The other one is the reality of running a business. Unfortunately, I don't know the handle for the one that shows the reality of life. But her content, basically what she does is she lives in a shack.
Oh,
and that's her reality, right? That's her reality.
That's
she lives in a shack. She shows her everyday life.
Wow.
She'll be bathing in a basin. And I relate to that because I grew up bathing in a basin. And my mother
bathing in basin
right?
when I was a kid.
I've never lived in a shack, but there's things that she does. Like she'll show her cupboards that are peeling and and whatever, and she's making bread there and she's doing whatever. Like she shows the reality of life, and then her she's got stick on tiles and all of that, and she's just like sweeping every day. Like there's nothing wow that she's doing. She's just living her life ordinarily, and she's just sharing what she's doing. And I love that. It's like it reminds me so much of my childhood because there's things that I relate to, but also it makes me admire her as a person and how real she is. Like she'll wake up, no makeup, no nothing, No, go outside and it's literally like it's township.
It's not. I woke up like this.
No, it's nothing like that. Unfortunately, I don't know her handle, and it's so sad that I don't know her handle. I'm so sorry, guys. But then the other one is Amanda Sibiya. We
Oh,
share
she
the
even
same
has it. I was
surname,
about to say
right?
little sister.
That's the whole. That's it. The reason why I followed her actually
Mm.
is because of the surname.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, Spia, maybe we're related or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when I saw her content, I fell in love with her as a person. Like she's an extraordinary business person, like entrepreneur, and she shows the not so glamorous side of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
She's literally sitting in her flat and she's working,
Mm.
and she just shows everyday life, how her struggles, what she's going through, and how she's taking meetings. The camera is not on, she's wearing pajamas and she's like, this is me today. And she'll come on and tell you just how exhausted she is. And and I relate to that as well, because that is what I go through. Most of what we do is,
it's very exhausting. And
yeah,
you
and
do this by
you do
yourself.
it alone.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about her. She shows that she's always alone. And she's not perfect. She doesn't always have it together, and I love that. I love that.
I think I would love to have such courage to show everything raw like that. I'm
Yeah.
still caught in between the part of to put it all out there and also be like, no, that's none of your business.
I think you know me. I think also that's my struggle.
No, guys, you don't need to know that I had a breakdown today.
Yeah. And I feel like there is space to be vulnerable within social media.
We'll get there slowly
Yeah.
but surely.
But you don't also have to put it out there
Yeah.
if you don't feel comfortable. Not everything must be shared.
True. I wish we could remember that though, because people be sharing everything nowadays, especially couples. I don't find it nice. As soon as it's funny, it's like, no, guys, your husband farting. You could have kept that one to yourself. Now gets managed open.
But then there's some people who relate to that content. So
we all relate.
Like, yeah.
We can all relate, but then I kind of miss the days when things were a bit more private.
Yeah.
I think there was less pressure to be perfect and less pressure to be at 100%, when half the time the world we're living in right now is too rough.
Yeah.
And many of us are not close to even 50%. We're not doing well mentally. But that's okay.
Yeah, I think also
we use humor to cover it up.
That's a big thing. I was about to say that because of social media, I hate the fact that the way the world has moved right now, it forces you to get out of your shell and show people yourself, like your life, and how make people relate to you. Because if you don't share about yourself, then people don't tend to gravitate toward whatever services that you're offering. And that's a shame, because I like being private. And that is what I'm struggling with. It's like now I have to share myself, and I'm a very private person.
Here's to us who are trying to do things that make us uncomfortable. Cheers. But yeah, those are the both negatives and positive sides of how social media can affect you as an entrepreneur when you're either starting out or even when you're just there in the pits. You have to feed yourself the right information, especially if you're an online business like us. You gotta feed yourself the right information, otherwise you will find yourself fantasizing a lot more than actually visualizing and having a proper strategy to move your business forward. Question number 2. Don't mind me, guys. My notes are here. Okay, so don't mind me like talking on my phone. So, my darling, how do you tell the difference between dreaming big in your business and setting practical goals?
I think that's self-explanatory, but
but how do you tell that? How do you know when you're not being too delulu and your goals are practical? Like let's say financial wise, we usually, something that I'm learning even right now is to set a practical financial goal for my business in terms of what I'll make this month. I used to set some very impractical goals. It didn't make sense. And it used to stress And then I would go down the rabbit hole of depression when I didn't meet those goals. I mean, what was I thinking? But yeah, that's what the question is. Like, how do you know when your goal is practical and when your goal is just no, you're being delulu.
I think you need to go back to SMART goals. Remember that acronym SMART, where you say it's realistic, measurable.
Please teach us.
Oh my gosh, do I even still remember?
I know it, but I'm like, oh, what does the
right?
S stand
Yeah,
for?
I remember measurable, attainable, realistic, time based.
And then the S.
I forgot.
If you know what SMART
I'll probably
stands
remember.
for. Yes.
But yes, anyways,
tell us in
SMART
the
goals.
comments.
Yes, please do.
Please do.
We'll probably just know after this, but yes. But yes, it's you need to set a goal that is attainable within your resources, the resources at your disposal. So you have to first notice, okay, be realistic about what you have at your disposal.
Yeah.
And within that, you will know whether you know what, how long will this take me to attain? Can I really even attain it?
That.
Is this now me being too delulu? And there's nothing wrong with dreaming big. Yes. I'd like to just say that. Like, dreaming big is needed because I believe that being an entrepreneur requires a certain level of madness. Honestly. It does. You have to be. It requires a certain level of madness, and if you do not have that, then you will not be able to aim high, and be. Sometimes you need to be not reckless, but you need to take chances, and in order to do that, you really do need to be mad. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you also need to be realistic about what you can do at this very moment. So dreaming big is good because it tells you what you can do in the future. Yeah. But right now, what is within my disposal? And if I don't have it within my disposal, how can I get it? And so setting practical goals, you set one big goal, that's me dreaming big, but then you break it up into small pieces, sub goals that'll help you get there. It's like a roadmap that you build for yourself. Okay. And you need to be really realistic about this because you need to understand that, okay, the finances that I have, you know, the people that I have at my disposal, the equipment that I have at my disposal, the tech that I have at my disposal, everything needs to be taken into account for you to understand whether realistically can you get to that big goal. And if you do not have all the resources that you need, is it possible for you to find it? What creative ways can you use to get what you need? So that's the difference. Like, if you can be very real with yourself and sit down and plan, have a proper structure, plan a roadmap of how you're going to get to that big goal, then you're no longer just dreaming big and that's it. You're not fantasizing. Now you are following a proper structure. Yes, you've got that big goal, but it is possible and attainable because you have a roadmap to it. And it's also very the honesty part of entrepreneurship, where you're just honest with yourself about what you can do and what you can't do. Like, I've been very honest with myself. Hey, me and books, we are like this. Keeping books, for the life of me, I don't know how. I've tried and tried and tried. I think that is also one of the reasons why my business did not grow as fast as I wanted it to be. I wasn't keeping books, but we're being intentional about that this year. Well done. And what else could I say? Was not needing help. Oh yeah, that's another thing, right? That's you need help. Thing. Don't let that pride tell you that you don't need help, because it's a lie. You need help. You see, all the things we've been mentioning, the lighting, the videographer, makeup artist, wardrobe, all of those in a real business setting, in any form of setting where they're doing shooting, or even in movies, there are so many people in a crew. You know, when you read the credits at the end, there are so many people on the list. And that is how running a business is. There are lots of people on the list. And if you can't do something, nowadays there are apps that you can use to get there. Like, if you don't know, personally, I don't know how to keep up with posting content. It's a lot, because the truth is, in order to grow online, you have to be posting consistently.
at a certain time until you find what works, right? And I struggle with that. Even creating content, thank God for AI now. You can get content ideas there. In 2019, we didn't have AI. You just gotta Google your way through it until you figure it out. But now we have AI. Go online and find maybe a planning app. There are free ones like Metrical. You can use Metrical if you're looking to plan your videos. Unfortunately, with Metrical, it's working for me now. It even tells you the times that you can post, which where your viewers will be online. Use Metrical. Unfortunately, you have to pay if you want to add extra accounts, but still, it is something that can help you really go far. And if you feel like you can't figure it out, use the time that they put there on Metrical. Put alarms. Like I remember, I used to set alarms because I was like, I can't pay for this thing. I can't pay. It's too expensive. I don't even have the budget. So I would set alarms. So I would have like 10 alarms, 15 alarms in a day. Oh my gosh. I used to have, I was like, post on IG, post on TikTok, post on Facebook, post on Instagram.
Back in the day, right?
Post like this, post like this. And it's so hectic, but when you're alone, you have to navigate your way around it. If you can't figure out how to take videos, whatever, there are lots of, I learned to take videos on YouTube. And experiment with your phone. Experiment. Ask somebody, someone who you know. What I did when I started, I had friends with nicer phones than me. And I would just ask, and then I would feed them. Food is the meat to the heart, guys. I would,
Not just for men, for women as well. Feed me.
Feed. So what I would do, I would ask my friends with nice phones, and they would come through, and I would make sure that I fed them. I fill them up. They forget that they are there for the whole day, just watching you take pictures and draining their battery. Even I was like, because I can't take all the pictures by myself, I would go. I would ask my friends. If Frida, if you're seeing this girl, shout out to you. And Vanessa, shout out to you guys. You guys really helped me out when I was starting out. They used to be my models. I would literally steal them for one day, and then maybe I'll send them money for transport.
Yeah.
Find a way around it. There's always a way around something. Don't sit there and be like, I don't have models. I don't have a phone. I don't have this. There's a lot of content on social media that can help you navigate, find a way, but ask for help.
But also, I think, what you said about meeting people, right? That's an important point because you have to understand that you cannot do things alone.
No.
It's next to impossible for you. If you need a partner, get a partner.
Get it.
If you need, if you can see that you're struggling in a certain, there's no way that you'll be able to do everything.
No.
Absolutely no way. So if you do not have the skills, get somebody who can help you with those skills. It's just plain and simple. You're not superwoman, you're not superman.
And as human beings, we really can't manage everything.
Exactly.
That's a lie. But yeah, next question, girl. Could you share a time when you set unrealistic expectations for yourself in your business?
So many. There's so many instances of that, guys. Woo. Yeah, no.
It's you,
Can I get coffee?
She needs a shot. Oh my goodness.
So, there's so many instances from. So, running a business is not only about social media and content creation. The sales,
the other things, buying the products,
there's
doing product
lead
sales.
Generation, there's
Marketing.
accounting, there's marketing, not just digital marketing, but also footwork, like literally doing your marketing, So this business that I'm running right now is not my first business, obviously. And I haven't actually, the other businesses were slightly successful, but it wasn't really anything to write home about. I remember I realized that I couldn't do it on my own, right?
And how did that make you feel?
Horrible. Horrible, because I like being an all-rounder.
Okay.
I'm the type of person who's always excelled in whatever that I've done. I've been lacking in that regard, and that's why actually it took me so long to even figure out what I want to do with my life. I'm a late bloomer.
We are late bloomers.
So forever to realize what to do with my life. And so me not excelling in this one instance, like where I really couldn't, like I saw this is just not going to work out. I need a partner. And that's the reason why I was talking about the partner in the previous question. So I recognized that I needed a partner, identified this person. You know me, I am extra. So when I went to meet this person, I made a whole PowerPoint presentation girl as to why she needs to join me.
Oh my gosh, for real?
Yeah, because I wanted to convince
I
her.
just bribe people with food, guys.
But you know, I take things so far. Like I'm an overachiever.
Yes.
That's me. I take things so far, and you know me with admin. Like I'm so.
Yeah,
I
very
really,
meticulous.
you know. So I'm like, okay, cool. I need to convince this person. I need to make sure that they join me.
You made a PowerPoint.
Girl.
I can't believe you did.
I went all out with the PowerPoint. I was there, you know, setting it up. Like, okay, this is number one. Yes. This is my business. This is how it looks like. This is the vision. These are the steps. You know, everything. And this is where you fit in. This is why you need to join me. You know, convincing. First meeting, she declines. She postpones. Sorry. Second meeting, she postpones.
Oh,
already for me, you know me in time, and like me and like you need to show up. You know, if you don't show up, then because time, I value time. That's one resource that you can never get back. So if you're going to say that you're going to do something, do it. And to me, already she's giving me this wrong perception. I'm starting, but at that time, I'm starting to ask myself, do I really want this person?
You even went 3 times.
Yes,
Yeah,
because I believe. Because she was so successful in her other endeavor. So I was thinking, you know what? Like, if she joins, if I join.
Sandcastles in there.
Exactly.
There's the fantasizing.
Yeah, and it made me feel so crappy at the end of the day because firstly I thought, is there something wrong with me? You know? Because is it me? Does she just not want to meet with me because she doesn't feel as if I'm worthy, as if, you know, I'm worth the time? Girl. But when the funny thing is that when I did finally meet with her, I realized that it was just the universe telling me, don't do it. Wow. Yeah, it was trying to stop me. And the way you tried your hardest. I pushed. I was like, no, it's fine. I'm going to give her another chance. This is, and we have to do this. We give people too many chances. Yes, and you know what? It made me feel really, really horrible because when the process of me getting to her made me feel horrible. But when I got to her finally and I told her what I needed, I didn't even get to show her my presentation. It just felt wrong. Everything just felt wrong. You know, when everything was just mismatched and you can just see that you're not aligned with this person. I literally was like, thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up. Goodbye. And I stood up and I left. Oh. Whew. But the process, I remember it made me feel horrible. But that wasn't the only example, man. Like, yeah, I've made the mistake of thinking, okay, my business is going to flourish. I'm gonna have this many followers. And apart from that, also the services that I was offering, I thought people services that people needed because I'm in the service business and I've always been in the service business. So I thought, okay, cool, my services are needed. Hey, it's gonna be easy for me to find customers. You know, it's gonna be easy for people to now buy into this thing of mine. And you pitch to customers, and customers would look at you like potential customers would be like, "Thank you, but no thanks." Oh my gosh, that crushes my spirit. It crushes my soul. It's like that is the hardest part of entrepreneurship because you're the only one who sees your dream. You're the only one who really believes in it. You and God, and that's about it. Yes. And maybe your spouse. And you're thinking there that you've got this magnificent product and or service that you're offering, and then you put it out there on the market and it doesn't do so well. It makes you question your existence. It makes you question, hey, what am I doing wrong? But then within that, I then started growing. I then started understanding that it's not really, sometimes it's not really what you're offering, but it's how you're packaging it. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if you're in the service industry, you don't have a tangible product, but how you're packaging it in terms of like how you are making it seem to people. You are not making it relatable to them. You're not giving them the story behind it doesn't resonate with them. You're not marketing it the right way. sometimes you're just not marketing it to the right people.
Yeah.
So all of those
True.
things are things that I had to learn, and also I had to learn sales. The fact that you need to create leads, like you will, your product, you can have the best product on the market, but if nobody's there to see it,
and I think
forget it.
that is even something I'm working around right now with the products that I'm thinking that I'm putting out there. I'm just like, now how will I make this thing relatable? I can dance all day. I can be funny all day. But like, will my client be able to relate though? How the heck do I make this relatable to my client?
And the thing is that we need to realize that it's not about you, it's about the other person.
Exactly.
We tend to, in the beginning when you're trying out something, yes, you try out something because you put things out there that you like and that you enjoy, but then you need to start seeing what people are responding to, because you're not servicing yourself, you're servicing the end customer, the end user. So if people are not responding to specific things, no matter how much you love them, they clearly will not sell. And they clearly that the market that you're currently marketing to is not the market for that product or for that service. So also realizing that you're not packaging it correctly. And it's very difficult when you love something and you love like the way that you do your things, because you're like, for me, this is me, and I relate to it, I love it. But the people that you're marketing to are just like, no, what are you doing? This is not what I signed up for. I don't want to do this.
I feel like that is my reality through and through. That's why right now I'm so glad I can just take my time and figure it out without putting pressure on myself of getting it right. Because I think that was something that I personally struggled with, was it's just what I'm putting out there, it's right. There's personality, there's whatever, but then the clients are not there. And I'm like, yeah, girl, but they're not buying anything.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, but buy. I made you laugh, didn't I? I made you smile. Bye.
And maybe people are just there for the comedy, but not for the product. So you need to figure out a way to put the product at the center of the attention, at the center, and you in the background. So it's a different story. It's difficult. It's difficult. I'm trying to figure it out, because I actually even took a step back. Like, I've taken a step back because I realized that I've taken on so much, and I need to just refocus where I want my business to head. Like, the direction that I want my business to go, I need to refocus and recenter and understand what's happening, because the audience that I am currently marketing to are the audience that I am just not gelling. And then I realized that I've got this huge disconnect between my services
and
the market that I'm currently in, and it's just not working out.
And that's a difficult truth to
It is a difficult truth to accept, because for me it's like, even the content that I'm putting out there, it's like, okay, cool, as a counselor, come, let me help you. These are things that you need to know about, and whatever. But I realize that the people that are actually that my content is reaching are not, my target audience has always been older people. And yet I'm reaching younger people. and my content is very old and very mature. And it's like, no, now I need to just like dial it down, make it more relatable to this audience. And I am struggling because I'm such a serious person. Well, not all the time, but like the topics that I deal with are so serious, and me putting them in a different way is
a bit like, how the hell do I? Now that's a challenge. You have to tap into something that you're not, you don't naturally lean towards. Me too, girl. I don't know how I'm gonna get to those clients. I have no idea, because I'm like, we are in the same boat, but right, having opposite dilemmas. Exactly. You're serious, and I'm like,
you're a joker.
I'm a joker.
And that's why we partnered up, and it looks.
How are we going to do this?
Actually, our podcast is so cool, guys. Watch our podcast. We're gonna keep marketing our podcast. Watch our podcast. That's so cool.
Oh my goodness. Girl, how are we gonna figure this out?
We will.
No, but we should just use each other. Like, content
You must
on
give
your
me
side, and then
relatable
I'll give you
content.
relatable content.
I need
That's
that.
the only way
I
we're gonna.
definitely need that.
I think actually this is what God intended.
Yeah.
We are total opposites, but somehow we gel.
We gel. You know, we meet each other in the middle. Like you know what I love about you, the fact that you can be really, really serious. Like you know me, I like going deep with stuff, right? I'm super deep.
We'll be talking about shoes and
I go really, really
then
deep.
she'll find a
I
way.
will analyze and go deep. That's me. And you like keeping it light.
Yeah.
But then when for some reason we meet there in the middle where I am like, okay, are we light? And you'll be like,
No,
are we a
let's
little
be
bit deep? And then we meet and it's like, yay, happy medium. We found each other.
We must
It's
figure this
great.
out.
Yeah.
We said this year that we are not gonna be broke.
No, no, no.
We're not. We are
It is
sharing
not our portion.
favor. It's not our portion. This year we won't be
Not-
broke, guys.
That is not our
We're
portion.
gonna touch that mullah. But how do you think setting these unrealistic goals and like being fantasizing so much about the dream, how do you think it affects your mental health?
Firstly, it definitely affects the anxiety.
Mm.
Like it gives you, it makes you anxious because
All
you
the
know when
time.
things don't go right and you're trying your best and it's just not working out. You're trying your best at the wrong thing. But you don't want to
shouting.
see, you
Stop
don't want to
shouting.
realize, and you do not
Oof.
want to change. It's like
Not to self.
the definition of madness: doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different outcome. So that is what we tend to do. Like if we are being, if we're fantasizing and we're not setting realistic goals, we're basically setting ourselves up for failure.
True.
And that is, like I said, it's accompanied by anxiety, but it's also accompanied by loss of confidence.
Oof.
Because you're not hitting an imposter syndrome. Because you're not hitting those goals that you're supposed to be hitting. You know, when you plan your life, right? When you plan your business and you plan properly, and like making guys like proper scheduling and planning and having a structure. You always have sub goals, like I talked about.
Yeah.
Those sub goals, hitting those sub goals makes you more confident. Because you hit one sub goal, you're like, okay, I believe I can do this. You know, you start getting the confidence and seeing the progression. The progression, the more you progress, the more confident you get.
Boost, yeah.
Exactly, and less anxiety you have because now you become braver to do harder things, and you gain momentum. The momentum you get, the more daring you become, and the more you want to take calculated risks, and you start to learn and you trust yourself more.
Yeah, that's true.
So your mental health definitely struggles. It takes a knock the more you set unrealistic goals because you're literally setting yourself up for failure.
True. Oh, that anxiety though.
Yeah.
For me, definitely the anxiety and the imposter syndrome.
Yeah,
not achieving the goals results to anxiety, and then you think, oh, maybe I'm not meant for this. Imposter syndrome. Oh, now you're sitting there thinking to yourself, maybe I should do something else. But what?
Maybe I'm not cut out for this.
But what?
Well, else it's not that you're not cut out for this. It's just you're putting yourself in, you're doing the wrong thing.
And I feel like there's so much content on social media on doing the right thing, but it doesn't teach you how to get away, how to step out of where you're doing the wrong thing. It doesn't teach you how to go into doing the right thing. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like you're there, you're struggling. Okay, I'm struggling. So what do I now do? Like that's what I'll go and struggle. Like, so what do I do? Nothing. Nobody telling you how to get out of your hole.
I think it's more a matter of like identifying where you're going wrong. Right? It's not how do I do the right thing, but it's how do I identify when I am not doing the right thing. That is what's difficult. It's hard for people to, and me included sometimes. I mean, it's hard for you to admit to yourself that what I am doing is wrong. Because it's hard for you to even identify that what you're doing is wrong. And it starts at properly planning. In the beginning, in the beginning, when you start this process, when you start this momentum, when you set your goals, the goal that you're setting, is it a realistic one? Like we talk about. smart. You know, having a smart
We
goal.
haven't figured out what
That
SML
S.
actually.
That S, that
Tell
S,
us
that
what
S.
SMART stands for, guys.
Like,
We know it has something to do with something.
no, we know the measurable, attainable, realistic, time based.
What do the abbreviations
I
stand for?
forgot the S. But anyways, setting that smart goal, you know, and it's something that we all know. I think we've all learned this.
Yeah.
Somewhere,
somehow.
but it's realistic. Like it's a really good thing to do.
Mm.
When you set that smart goal, it then sets you up for either victory or failure.
Mm.
If it's not smart, automatically you're gonna go to, you know, that's the Lulu. The Lulu land, you're gonna fail. But if it's smart, then chances are you will realize how to break it down into measurable goals and how can you make it attainable for you. And if you're really, really realistic about your situation, you will meet those goals. You know, it's not to say that you're not going to meet challenges, but chances are when you do meet challenges, because you know you've probably, you know, you've achieved certain goals and you've gotten the confidence, you will then start being more creative outside of those goals and in trying to meet your goals. So yeah.
Yo, guys, very my business is a scam. Question number, I think 5. Thank you for sharing, Mama.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. So, I like this question.
What is it?
Because do you know that this question,
it scares me when you're happy. Because I never know where you're gonna take things.
this question, when I was writing it down, it was because I was listening to this song, and gosh, I still love this song. But then when I was listening to it, it made me realize something, that you have to be so careful the music you listen to as an entrepreneur, because lots of what's it called, music artists, they are entrepreneurs in their own rights, right? And they talk about how they made the bag and how it doubled and everything. And there's this song, I don't know, I just love the song. I know you like to party. Anyway,
it's not my kind of music. It's not my kind of music.
She's just saying that she's gonna make her money.
Okay.
And that God will give her money, you know, her dollar bills. But then I was like, okay, so I'm dreaming about God giving me the money. But like, what am I doing about it?
What are you putting in place to make sure that you get the money? Are you just waiting on God? Like,
I just be like,
yeah,
I'm getting the money.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but wait, what did I do about it?
Yeah.
I just sang that God is going to give me the money though.
Yeah.
So God, you heard me.
But it's funny because even in the Bible they say faith without work is dead. You need to work.
So, and that's why I put this question here, because I was like, how do you think nowadays a lot of what we take in, music plays a big role in the kind of like person you can become. I've seen people change their whole personality based off of a music or an artist that they really look up to. How do you think that music in particular can affect our view of life and also just our view of how we can become rich?
It's unrealistic. What is being portrayed in the media is not real. Very few media outlets, or not even media outlets, documentaries, programs, or whatever that is out there portrays what reality as it is. Music is the worst kind of motivation, I'm sorry to say, for me personally. Because it's not always real, especially certain types of music. It's the worst kind, especially where they're talking about I've got the bag, I've got this, like you said.
I made it. It's coming. They don't tell you how they made it.
Yes, they firstly don't tell you how they made it, how long it took them to make it. There's artists that definitely break it down for you, like they'll tell you about the struggles, like NF for instance. My gosh,
oh, your favorite.
Oh, I love NF because it's so real. Like I like people who will tell you exactly, like, this is my struggle, this is what I've been through. This is not people who are like, I make the bag and then I double the bag and I triple the bag and I quadruple the bag. It's like, okay.
And then I bought the car.
How? And then it makes you think, oh my
And the
gosh,
house.
it's so attainable,
It's
it's
so
so possible.
easy.
So it goes back to Delulu land. It's Delulu. So it's not realistic. And it's that's why you're right in saying you must be careful what you expose yourself to. For me, I don't like certain things. If you listen to them purely because of beats, which I do a lot, like I listen to a lot of music because I like the beats and not really listen to the lyrics because probably I don't relate to the lyrics. If you're that type of a person, then that's great. You know, you're able to differentiate. But there's certain types of music that touch my soul because I relate to it so much. And it's very, what you expose yourself to is is how you're going to think. Your environment plays a huge role in how you think. So whatever that you expose yourself to should be things that get you to where you want to be, or that help you get to where you want to be. So it's how understand that fake news spread very quickly for a reason. True. You know, fake things spread very quickly for a reason, and a media is one of the forms that actually spreads it like
the
nobody's
fakest of
business.
news is
Yes.
that's my English. So guys, be careful, be wary the kind of music content that you intake. It definitely impacts
George running away.
It definitely impacts your level of deluluness. Okay, you need a healthy level of deluluness in being an entrepreneurship.
I told you, you need like a certain level of madness.
Yes,
goes into being an entrepreneur.
Because to be fair, these people that we follow, especially the very successful guys, yeah, it's rare to hear them talk about how they became successful and what it took and the kind of measures that they had to take because they have all these other people doing so many other things for them. And it's sort of it very is it yeah, English has begun to leave the chat. We rebuke you. George, come back here.
Sit down, George.
Sit down and be humble. Be the Lulu, guys, but be realistically the Lulu.
Yeah.
Don't be crazy Lulu like that our fake doctor.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Don't
be like African doctor.
Don't be like him, guys.
Doctor.
Yeah. Don't be like him.
Yeah.
But I like how this is going. I think I will do one last question and then we'll wrap it up.
Yay. Wrap it up. I can go to sleep. Well, it's crazy because you know what I'm talking about sleep, but if you realize just how much time and commitment you need to put towards your dreams, it's crazy. Like sometimes you will have to go overnight. You know, there's no sleep,
but then
and sometimes you have to go 7 days a week. But always take care of yourself and your mental health within that. It's very, very important to do that because even though you're in a push, but always find time to, do those mental check-ins where you ask yourself, how am I doing right now?
You're reminding me another very, very unrealistic fantasizing thing that trends a lot that we hear lots of people saying is that sleep is for the weak. Child, if you don't sleep, you're gonna be weak. Sleep is for the strong. You will die.
You will die.
You must sleep. Actually, I came to realize that because if you're running a business alone, even when you have employees, I think it's even harder when you have employees. Because then you have to keep on checking on people if they're really supporting your dream the right way. You need to sleep. Because I realized when I sleep overtime, I'm actually more tired than when I sleep properly. Like if I sleep properly, I'll have more energy to do the things I need to do. But then when I work overtime, I'm so exhausted I can't do anything at all. So sleep, rest, eat your greens, drink your water, hang out with friends and family.
Move your body.
Like do your exercises.
Talk to people.
Honestly,
reach out, get a therapist.
Give her all your money. She's very good at her job. She's very passionate.
Aw.
Very passionate. I don't know where
Look
she's
at your
running
face.
to, but she's so damn passionate. It's so true though. I keep on telling you, girl. I met this girl almost 2 years ago, and she's already there. She's already
Where?
there where she said she wanted to be last year.
Oh, I achieved
You have
that goal.
achieved that goal real
Yeah.
quick. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here asking myself, I would have given up. I'm being honest. Hey, I'm working on it though. I give up real fast, or I
But
used
you
to.
don't. No, no, no. I think you give up real fast on things that you are not interested in, like things that you're not
True.
passionate about.
Okay, no, yeah, no,
Because
that's
with
true.
your
But I
business,
still
you
give up
finally
really
found
fast.
your niche,
Yes.
and you are able to go long out. Like the passion is there.
Hey, guys, I love to sew.
Exactly.
I can sew from morning to night so long as I have food, I have coffee, and I have water and music.
Like literally, she does that. And I always tell her rest. Just rest.
No, I don't like resting.
Yeah.
Not when it comes
Well,
to sewing.
especially when you've got like an idea. Once you get this idea, you get so excited and like you see the same passion that you show. That's the same passion I have for mental health. For me,
Why
it's
are
like,
we running?
oh,
We are
why are we running?
It's like something is chasing us.
Don't run. Don't run.
What if I don't run?
Don't run. Why are you running?
But it's important, guys. Take your resting days very seriously. I legit, I have to force myself to rest. Like, I'm shocked I didn't do anything today or yesterday. I'm shocked. I'm so proud of myself.
Can we exchange?
Girl, you know I'm a workaholic.
You are. You are.
I didn't do nothing, and it was hard because I kept on going to my swimming room. Then I read I'm like, never mind.
So sad, girl.
Then I'll come back, I'm like, yeah, so I need to. So outside, and I'm like, never mind. Then I'll come on my phone, my website. No, never mind.
Let me not.
Legit, I've been struggling to rest, but I said to myself, this year, the only thing that will help me get to my goals is resting. I struggle to rest, and I know it's difficult to rest when you're doing everything alone because it's like you're on a clock. Your clock is ticking and it's moving faster than your feet can carry you, but that's not true. It's not true. Actually, you're the one moving fast. The clock is just fine.
Yes, and
the clock is just fine.
It's important, guys. You know what I've started doing, and I actually advise everyone that all my clients to do this. Mental check-ins, like those are important. I've got alarms. You've heard my alarms.
Our alarms are always ringing.
Right?
9, 6, 3, 12. I have at least 5 in a day.
I've got like 8, 10. Every 2 hours I've got an alarm, and then maybe the odd one in the
the odd one out of
yeah. But what I do is maybe like twice or 3 times a day I'll have a mental check-in. And there's an alarm that's going to ring for a mental check-in, right? And when that rings, that's my moment to pause and ask myself, how am I feeling? How am I feeling right now? And I need to name that feeling. Like, am I angry right now? Am I tired right now? Am I exhausted right now? Am I emotional because, and emotional in the sense that bad emotional, good emotional? Am I, hurt? Am I feeling, how am I feeling right now?
It's very important.
It's important because then once you identify what feeling you're feeling, then you ask yourself, okay, cool, why am I feeling that way?
Yeah.
What is happening around me that is making me feel this way? Where does this feeling come from? Thereafter, I ask myself, what do I need? Like, do I need to walk out? Do I need a cup of coffee? Do I need to sleep? Do I need to talk to someone?
Learn my language.
Do I need, you ask yourself all of these questions, and it's important because what I realize that does for me personally is it helps me identify my triggers. It helps me identify my emotions and what triggers my emotions, and it helps me identify the things that make me happy as well. Like things that make me content. If I'm feeling happy in this moment, if my answer is, okay, right now I'm feeling very happy, and it's because I'm with my friends, or it's because I'm having a really great chat right now.
Yeah.
And then I note that down. Okay, cool. So having great chats makes me happy, and with this particular person or with these particular people, so this is my people. So when I don't feel okay, I would gravitate towards the things that make me happy. And it actually helps to write it down, literally, right? I have a a digital notebook.
Yeah.
On my phone, you'll see me just write things down, and that is what I'm writing down at that moment. Like, how am I feeling? What's causing my feelings? And what do I want to do about it at this moment? And it helps. Just a tip.
And what's very important as well.
Yeah.
Just the last. I won't ask another question. Just the last thing that I've seen is very important. While you're busy fantasizing and visualizing, the people around you also play a big role.
Yes.
In how much deluluness you have. Because if you're around people who are daydreamers like yourself, you're gonna be stuck in the same place. I've been there. You're gonna be stuck in the same place. You will not be growing. You will be setting unrealistic goals and not achieving your goals the way you're supposed to, and not moving. And I found that now that I have this lovely lady here, oh child, I've been doing the most. Like I said, I don't know who's chasing us, but we're running. And that's because I found my people. You know, find your people. Find the people who will tell you, that one you're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Not the people who will be there also hyping you up. Meanwhile,
yeah, they can see that you're doing.
But then they are just there to support without actually supporting, because support can also mean telling someone no. The best thing
and
you
know,
can
I
do.
tell you, when you're messing up, I'm just like,
she shouts at me, guys. That time I'm a baby girl.
A baby girl that needs to be corrected at times. Baby girl.
So find your people. It's really important. It will really help you do the visualizing and doing the goals the right way, going in the right direction. Find your peoples. And
also just approach everything from a positive perspective.
With an open mind. With an open mind.
Yes. Understanding that, you know what, also, like, I believe in the law of attraction, right? Yeah. It for me, it works so beautifully. Like, and I use the law of attraction everywhere. Like, I'll be just going from here to home, driving home. I visualize myself getting home safely. Yeah. Unlocking my garage, you know, getting in and doing whatever. Like, for me, it's like I attract the ending right at the beginning. So, and I believe that I'm going to get it. And so, if you approach things with this belief that you can do it, and also just a positive, you know, mindset that you are capable and you are able, things are just going to gravitate towards you. You know. True. But be realistic, please. It's very important. This entrepreneurship journey requires you to be very honest, and passion will not always get you there. Madness will, but a certain level of madness. I say it because I think I'm crazy for having still choosing to do this thing when I haven't made 50 G's yet. It's a that's the thing. It's a very 5 years. But within that 5 years, what have you been doing though? I've not been working smart. Yes. I haven't been working smart. Chopping and changing and doing whatever, and it hasn't. And only now are you starting to focus. Now it's, you can't really say 5 years. Can I tell you that? Because you literally started this thing last year. No, I've been doing it, but not doing it right. So let's say it's not 5 years. That's what I'm trying to say. But it's been 5 years since I took the entrepreneurial journey. Okay, yes. It's been like I started it and then it was going well, and then I gave up. Then I started again. Then I had the wrong advice. Then I started again. Then I had the wrong advice again. Then I started again. It's now that I'm like, oh, all those things I learned back then. Yeah. It's now that I'm applying it. All those years I wasn't applying what I was learning. I was just doing the same mistake, and everyone was telling me, continue being the Lulu. Yes. And I kept on being the Lulu. But you must then count it from when you started again for the last time. Yeah, it's been, I've started over. This is the 5th time. Yes. In South Africa, you must know my name. By force. You're threatening people to know your name. It's like, you know it. Because honestly, I have invested way too much. You must know my name. We said we're not doing this again. It's not about knowing. You must buy. I don't care if you know my name or not. Just you must buy. Oh man, this was fun. This was great. Thank you for having me. And your coffee.
end of our episode 2.
Before you end,
Yes.
thank you for making me your first guest. I'm so honored. Thank you.
It didn't click now. I did that.
Yes,
You
you did. You did. Thank you so much. It makes me. It's so beautiful because it tells me that you are so you believe in my brand,
Of course I do.
but also you
Ah.
you you believe in yours. Like it's so
Yes.
beautiful.
Girl, we are our number 1 fans.
I'm so
We
honored.
must win, girl.
Yes.
2024. Must not win.
Wow.
Guys, we have our own podcast
Yes.
that is also coming up. I don't know when we're uploading the video, but it will probably be on this channel too.
Yes.
Watch out for this. Tin, 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 tin.
A lot of tech problems, but okay. Watch out for it. It's called A Worthy Podcast, guys.
A Worthy Podcast.
Yes.
Do watch out for it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys on the next episode. Ciao. Bye.